Hey everyone, it is Cell from Celljoy, and I'm back here with another video for you to help you with your mobile production journey. And today I did something a little peculiar. I have not seen anyone else try this. If you have, please post a link in the comments. But today I wanted to have two instruments that normally don't talk. I wanted them to have a conversation, and that is the talkbox and the vocoder. And I wanted to see if it was possible to use the talkbox and the vocoder at the same time in the same performance. And somebody says, well, why would you do that? Like, in what context would that be even necessary? Well, a talkbox is usually played as a lead mono line, and anytime you hear a talkbox harmonized, chances are the performer has pre-recorded that performance and is playing the lead line along with the recorded harmonized talkbox lines. However, the vocoder gives you the advantage in that it allows you to play the harmonies while using your voice to generate the sound source, and then it harmonizes what it hears, what it receives, and turns it into a digital signal. So these two instruments could not be more different. Basically, the setups don't even work together because one is using a synth and one is using your voice, and then trying to put them both on the same microphone doesn't seem to be possible, but I found a way. Okay, and of course today's demonstration I'm using AUM and Logic Pro. I used Logic Pro to make my tracks, and then I used AUM to bring in these two different instruments into a mixer so that we could do this demonstration for you. Okay, so the opening performance that you saw is a demonstration of me using Logic to create the tracks, and I'm using AUM to actually play back the tracks, and then using two channels in AUM, one for my vocoder and one for the talkbox. So today's video is going to feature two apps. The first one is going to be Electro Spit, and this is one of the most authentic sounding saw wave generators for talkbox, and I'm going to show you how I hooked it up, and then how you can connect it into your talkbox pedal. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that, you could purchase a Banshee talkbox pedal or an MXR. That's one of the most popular ones. That's the one I'll be using today. It's the MXR, and using that in conjunction with a small audio interface, a small USB dongle just to get MIDI and audio into my device, which happens to be an iPhone that I'm using it on for this Electro Spit app, and it generates the saw wave perfectly. It goes straight into my MXR pedal, straight through to this pipe, and then into my mouth, and as I'm pronouncing all of the words, that effect and the envelope effect that I create naturally with my mouth comes out on this microphone as a talkbox performance. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can set up our Electro Spit connection with our audio as well as our MIDI controllers. So as I mentioned in previous videos, you can open up the connectivity of your smartphone or your tablet by using a USB-C hub. Okay, and the newer iPhones have a USB-C connection here, which opens up a lot of possibilities where you don't have to get a lightning connection and buy something different now. All of your USB-C accessories should work. So you simply just connect this into the iPhone, opening up those additional ports here. And here's where I'm going to connect my MIDI controller and my audio interface. Okay, great. So once my audio interface and my MIDI controller are connected, I can go ahead and launch the app. And once the app is loaded, we can now see the multi-touch interface here on the screen. Okay, so let's take a look at how we have everything connected. Here we have our iPhone with our dongle connected, or our USB-C hub connected. All right, and then we also have this top controller connected via USB, and that's going into the port at the back there. Now we've also connected our audio interface, and I've had a few people ask a question about this particular audio interface. It is the M-Audio M-Track Duo. Okay, very inexpensive 2 audio channel audio interface with basic headphones outs and a stereo left and right main outs as well. I happen to be using the headphone out to connect to the MXR talkbox stomp pedal. Okay, and this is what produces that analog EQ'd sound of the saw wave that's coming out of the Electro Spit app. That sound is traveling up this and goes into my mouth, and I bring my mouth close to the microphone to create this sound.
It's getting fire. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's the sound of the talkbox. But our conversation about the Electro Spit would not be complete without talking about their revolutionary and patented ESX1 tubeless talkbox interface. And while the app may be free or may be relatively inexpensive for just $1, the real magic happens with this neck collar, or with this device that you wear around your neck. And this is what allows a user to have that synthesizer sound wirelessly patched through to this collar, and then you simply have to do the phonetics and the pronunciation with your mouth to bring the talkbox experience to life. Now this was developed by Bosco and his team. This is a black-owned music tech company, and the ESX1 is one of a kind. And this has revolutionized the talkbox experience, and I hope to do a review on this device pretty soon. For today, I'm using my MXR pedal, going old school. But to get the full Electro Spit experience, you definitely want to try the ESX1. And by using this interface, it eliminates the need for a couple pieces of hardware, and you can go straight to mic using your smartphone, using this ESX1. And if you want, you can MIDI up your keyboard. But by all means, you can simply go straight to mic using this device. Check out the website electrospit.com. It's been reviewed by some of the industry's finest, and who have utilized the talkbox sound over the years in some amazing music. So check out electrospit.com. The next app I'm going to feature is called the Voice Synth app, and that's made by Cuneo. and it is a fantastic voice changer. Now, one of the reasons why I like this particular vocoder is for one of its many features, and that is the equalizer. The equalizer allows me to create the timbre and tone of the vocoder that I want in seconds. And it allows me to route MIDI from my controllers, and allows me to route audio from my audio interface or my digital mixer in this particular case. And then once I brought all that together, it gives me controls on how to tweak that performance, adjust the pitch, adjust the format. It happens all very easily and intuitively. There are other vocoder apps on the App Store. However, some of those are a little trickier to set up for a live performance or something you want to do impromptu. Those tend to work better if you're working in your DAW and you wanted to throw one of those vocoders onto an existing track. You can then do that and load it as an AUV3 plugin. However, if you wanted to generate the tones live without any pre-recorded tracks, then it becomes a problem and a little bit more complicated to get those other vocoder tracks to work. Not so with voice synth. It did it pretty quickly for me. So here's a demonstration of what voice synth sounds like and how you can quickly route it and change its sound.
This is the sound of the voice synth. And as you can hear, I sound very much like a Cylon from the TV show The Battlestar Galactica. Surrender now, or be eliminated. Surrender now, or be obliterated.
Well, let's take a listen to how the voice synth sounds by itself in a natural setting, harmonic sound, something that's usable for music.
This is the sound of the vocoder. Oh yes, this is the sound. Ooh, the voice synth is so great, and what it does, it is so great. Synthesize your own sound, synthesize your own sound, become a voice of your own. Use the equalizer to create your own timbre so you can have your sound.
So you guys can hear right away how you can create your own sound using these EQ bands that are adjusting the timbre and the tone of the voice synth. Now, as you can see, I'm hosting this app inside of AUM, and I have the voice synth loaded onto channel 1, and I have the talkbox loaded onto channel 2. So someone may ask me, how did I connect all of this? So I have my bottom controller connected to my USB hub down here, and I've connected that to the Ulanzi multi-hub stand here, which is holding the iPad. And connected to that is the X32, which is my second audio interface, and also where I'm sending audio from AUM. Okay, so the smaller interface is simply here to facilitate the Electro Spit, but the main audio interface for this demonstration happens to be the X32. It could be another audio interface of any of your choosing. It could be another mixer of your choosing. So you have the options here to actually create two different setups so that you can make this happen. But the truth is, getting these two different instruments to operate in one setting can be a challenge. So this is why I decided to go this route and use two different interfaces. Coming in on channel 2, in AUM is the microphone that I'm speaking on. And this microphone is picking up the signal, the saw wave signal from the Electro Spit. And that is how I'm able to get both signals to route through AUM, because it is utilizing one mic signal. Okay, even though I have two interfaces generating audio, only one mic signal needs to be processed to get both of them to work. Okay, and as an added bonus, I produced a track in Logic, exported the track as a stereo playback, and I've loaded it up into AUM here so I can actually play along with my track and create a nice little live performance.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You don't do what I do. Oh, what I do. But we can do it together. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You don't do what I do, like I do, but we can do it together. You don't do what I do, like I do, but we can do it together. You don't do what I do, like I do, but we can do it together. Can we have a conversation? Can we have cooperation? Maybe find our motivation. Can we have a conversation? You don't do what I do, like I do. We can do it together. You don't do what I do, like I do. We can do it together. Can we have a... Hey, make no mistake, this is definitely a different use case. This is by no means a recommendation that you should do this, but rather a question: would you do this? And if so, how would you do it? And of course, on this channel, we're looking to test the boundaries of mobile production, of using our iOS devices as instruments, seeing how far they can go in creating sounds that are just amazing and creating experiences for your audience to enjoy as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this interesting take on how to get a talkbox and a vocoder to have a live conversation musically. And I hope that this added some value to what you do as a musician. Check out these two amazing apps, one by Electro Spit and the other one is by Voice Synth. Take care and see you next time.